Hey, what's up guys? I hope everyone is having a great day today, and of course, welcome to the weekly Cars 3 diecast review on my channel. Today, we'll be reviewing Brick Yardley, who is the Vitoline number 24 racer. So we are now in full gear for Cars 3. We're getting reveals pretty much every week for the movie in terms of character and some plot as well, and the diecasts are now being found in stores across the United States, such as Fry's, Kroger's, and Hobbytown. Now, of course, the major retailers like Target, Walmart, and Toys R Us probably won't put theirs out until the official release date, which, as you guys probably know, is May 1st. And of course, internationally, pretty much everywhere in the world that has a retail toy store, that sells toys, they will have their Cars 3 selection out by May 1st. So it's coming, guys. We just have to wait pretty much about one more month at the most. So it's very exciting times. Of course, we have a lot to speculate on about as well. I just did a video on McQueen's disguise in Cars 3. So if you want to see that video, you can check it out in the description below. But enough talk, and let's get right into the review here of Vitoline. So, of course, he won the poll on my Natalie Certain review last weekend. He received 775 votes, which was 73% of the people who voted. So thank you very much for voting. I really do appreciate it. And for next week's Cars 3 diecast review, you can choose from these three right here. Tommy Highbanks, the four-wheel drive number 54 racer, Reb Meeker, the tank code number 36 racer, and finally, Paunchy Wipeout, the bumper save number 90 racer. So unfortunately right now, these are the only Cars 3 diecasts I have left to review after I bought a whole bunch of them from that Chinese eBay seller way back in December and January. So yeah, it's been a while, but fortunately, on the bright side, I have an amazing friend of mine who's sending me some Cars 3 cars that he found, so I will be reviewing those as soon as I get them. It just depends on how the week goes, because next week, I'm not on spring break anymore, and at the end of the week, I'm going to Disney World, so it's going to be a super busy week, so I'm not entirely sure how many reviews I'll be able to get out, but hopefully I'll be able to do at least a couple. So those are the options for this week. Hopefully next week I will have a couple more options. Sorry for saying hopefully a lot, but there's a lot of hope going around today. Now getting back to Brick Yardley, let's dive right into the review of him. So usually I start with the appearance of the car in the movie, but for Brick here, we have absolutely no idea where he will appear in the movie. I haven't spotted him in any of the trailers, and obviously there haven't been any pictures of him revealed, like with Sterling and Miss Fritter, along with Natalie Certain, because they haven't appeared in any trailers, but we have gotten pictures of them. That's not the case for Brick here, but I do think he will be a main character, because we also know that his sponsor, Brick's sponsor, will be released in the diecast line, so there's gotta be some story going on with him. Plus, his name is on the roof edges. This is a big indicator that car is a main character, because if you look at four-wheel drive here, Paunchy Wipeout, and Reb Meeker, they don't have their names on the roof edges, although they are named. Like, this is Paunchy Wipeout, this is Tommy Highbanks, and this is Reb Meeker. But it doesn't indicate that on the car, but it does for Brick. So that tells me that he will be somewhat of a main character, or at least a supporting character of some capacity, because we know that Cal Weathers will be a pretty big character in the movie, and he has his name on the roof edges as well. Although it says Hank instead of Cal, I don't know why that is. It might be a mistake, or maybe we'll find out in the movie. A better example though is Bobby Swift. His name is on the roof edge there as well, although it's kind of small, it's white and blends in with that orange, it is there. And he has been rumored to be voiced by Angel Oquendo. If you'd like to see my review of him, you can check out the description below. It was a couple of weeks ago. So, getting back to Brick's role in the movie, I think he'll be a good guy. I think he'll be a friend of McQueen, and I think he'll fit into this drafting stock car team-up theory, which I really want to do a video on. I just saw some more evidence leading toward that theory today in a new article, so I'm super excited. I really want to do a video on it. But of course, we saw these three in that trailer and they were kind of drafting off of each other as if they were a team and trying to benefit from each other. And I think that Brick will fit into this team. He most likely will be replaced by the next generation Vitoline racer that we saw in the trailer that kind of speeds ahead of McQueen and is behind Daniel Swervez, the next generation Octane game racer. Now his number is also 24, so we know that Brick and him cannot race together. You cannot have the same number or numbers racing at the same time. And I think that's actually Chase Racelott, the character inspired by the real-life NASCAR driver Chase Elliott, because his number in real life is 24. I believe he took up that number after Jeff Gordon retired, who also will be in the movie playing Jeff Gorvet, so he'll have awesome stuff in the movie. But getting back to him, I think he's going to be replaced by Chase Racelott, or at least that next generation Vitoline racer. We see a big V on it, so it's probably Vitoline, and that's really where he comes into play. So that's all I'm really going to say. I want to do a video on it, kind of explaining more what I think, and I think that's all I can really say in this video without going too long and really just kind of like spoiling a future video I want to do. So now let's get into his releases. He actually will have a couple releases for the debut of all the, all the diecasts and whatnot. He will be released as a single, which you might be able to find at Kroger stores, Fry's stores if you're in the United States. And he will be releasing a Piston Cup Race 5-pack with Lightning McQueen, Jackson Storm, Daniel Swervez, and the exclusive Shannon Spokes, who's based on the real-life Shannon Spokes. So that car will not be released as a single, or at least not for a while, because it says first look. So that's exciting. I cannot wait to get that. And now it's time for the review here of Brick Yardley. So I'm sorry for taking so long to get into it, but there was a lot to talk about here with Brick. So let's start off with the decals. On his hood, he has a Vitoline for older active cars logo. It's got a shine kind of glowing from it, which is different from the original Vitoline racer. So we'll kind of do a comparison as we go through him. You can see there, it says for older active cars, but it's a lot more simple. You only have a couple colors going around. And now on the new version, it's kind of like shaded. You have the Vitoline font being a little bit more updated. It's white at the top and kind of goes into a lime green at the bottom. You also have that oval there, which was on the original, but now you have that shine. So I think it looks awesome and definitely fits 2017, whereas this one, it fit 2006. And of course, we do have the Lightyear text on the fenders there for Lightyear tires there. Nice green rims, whereas before he had black rims, but still Lightyear tires. I really like Brick's happy, smiling expression, especially compared to the Cars 1 version, who's named James Cleaner, by the way, that has an expression of absolute determination. He looks a little mean as well. Also, James does not have a grill, which is essentially a mustache in the real world, but Brick does, so a little change there. Also, the shade of green looks to be a little bit different. It looks a little bit darker on James, whereas on Brick, it looks a little bit lighter. Brick has number 24 there beneath the light, or the headlight there on the right. Moving on to the side now, of course, he's number 24. James is 61, or was 61. His secondary sponsors are the Piston Cup, Vitoline again, Revolting, RPM, Nitroid, Octane Gain, and Clutch Aid. There's the indicator for the pit crew to lift him up at. I do believe that's what it is. And then we have like some stripes there, which are very nice, completely new. The original Vitoline racer did not have any stripes at all. He has the Vitoline logo right there with the nice gas cap. Of course, on the roof, we have the roof flaps, 24, Brick Yardley. There's the logo again. And on the back here, we have the logo once more and the number 24 there. So very nicely done. A lot different from the original. I like that because it makes sense. Companies evolve, and therefore the designs on the racers evolve as well. But they do have some similarities as well. You can't deny that. I mean, they're both racing for the same company. but the kind of branding just has evolved, and I really do like that. They both kind of have equal amounts of green and white. You know, James has white on the hood, whereas Brick does not. But Brick has a lot of white toward the back. Same thing for James, so very, very cool there. And I actually really do like this new one with the stripes because it kind of breaks up all that green, which on James, it was kind of bland there. And there are his sponsors right there. Contingency sponsors, I think, is the correct name for them. I believe so. Let me know if I'm right or wrong. A lot less sponsors nowadays, so I wonder what happened there. Here's the base. Nothing much of much importance. Here's the base on James. So yeah, very, very cool there. Now James is actually the same model as four-wheel drive Tommy Highbanks and Buck Bearingley, who is the Vitoline racer that I hopefully will be reviewing next week or maybe the week after. It actually depends on who you guys vote for, but I might actually break the poll and just review one of the ones I get in the mail just for fun, but I'm not entirely sure. We'll have to see. But he is the same model, same expression as well, which is rather unfortunate, but it's not a big deal. Same thing with Buck Bearingley, same expression, same model, but of course you have different decals and some other things that are different as well, like the grill, those little black things right there, the triangles. And it makes sense though. Not every racer is going to be different. I'm okay with that. I really am. These three models will most likely be the most common Piston Cup Racer models for stock cars. We don't know much about the next gen racers yet, but most likely there will be a couple different models for them as well, like Jackson Storm, Tim Treadless, the Nitro racer, and then Daniel Swervez is a different model as well, but I don't have him yet. Hopefully I'll have him soon though. So that's pretty much it for my review of Brick Yardley. Of course, we gotta show the entire team of Vitoline so far. Man, there's going to be, well, at least according to Take 5 today, there will be like a Vitoline or a Brick Yardley cab and hauler, so we will have a big team. And same thing for Octane Gain. He'll have the biggest team ever because there will most likely be complete teams with pitties, haulers, crew chiefs for both Cars 1, which we already have, and Cars 2, so that will just be amazing. But here you go. You have the pitty that they released. They were supposed to release a hauler back in 2010, but it was canceled. However, you know, the Brick Yardley hauler is scheduled, so hopefully we'll get kind of a return on that. So thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time for another review. Bye now!